Hello my friends, I am G Hondo and welcome to my Let's Play of OpenTTD. This is episode 12. At the end of episode 11, we just completed the grain mission that we have here, and in the time while the game was paused, while I was getting set up for this episode, the game has decided what the next mission will be. I haven't actually started it yet, but it's at least decided it, and it's going to be another iron mission, this time to St. Dunham. Now, as you probably have noticed, there's already a train here. Why is there already a train here? Because we've had this mission before. So that's a little bit disappointing. It basically just means that this mission will start and complete on its own without any actual work on our part, which is a little bit boring, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Let's let that go just so you can see that nothing's happening, that I'm not cheating in any way. It is in fact picking the same mission again for us. Little bit boring, little bit disappointing. So this episode will probably end up fast forwarding a lot just because I want to try and get something else through and hopefully be given a mission that we haven't set up yet so we can actually make some actual progress. Having said that, 15 years into the game and already at 21 million bucks, maybe some people would call that progress. But anyway, the fun for me in this game is obviously watching the trains go, but also setting up the routes. So hopefully we actually get a new vehicle. Oh, hello, here we go. This is good. This is good, because we just spoke earlier, one or two episodes ago, about buses that were expiring. These are much, much better buses. Much, much better buses. Just to show, if I go to the available, alright, just so I have the two of them back to back, so you can see we hold an extra 4 passengers. But the main difference is, look at the speed difference. These go about half again as fast, and they last a little bit longer. Now, the one thing I do notice and don't like is the max reliability is very poor. On this bus, 75 is a little low, but it's not bad. But 49 maximum, that's not good. That's not so good, but that's okay. It does actually make me wonder, though, with some of the buses that are getting near to their end of life, now that there is a new vehicle available, if it will replace it with the same type of vehicle or a different one. I'm assuming it's going to pick the same one, but I'm not actually sure. So yeah, this one's going to be replaced relatively soon. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave this on here while we fast forward a bit, so we can see if it does in fact stay as a Regal or if it switches to the new Leopard. But we'll have to fast forward a couple months for it to actually do that, so. But I am very curious as to which way it does. And anyway, we want to fast forward a fair bit anyway because we want to wait for some of these missions to complete, so. This time still I consider meaningful, even if it is just sitting here watching the buses roll around the city. What I actually could do at some point, especially with some of these larger cities, because this is a very big city, I actually could, not even in terms of a mission, but just for profit's sake, you can set up several bus stations around the city and just do like a little inner city bus stop, and all it will do is just ferry passengers around the city. Obviously, that'll never complete the mission or anything, but you still get full value for all those passengers. It actually makes a lot of money. If you're ever, especially early on in the game, if you're hurting for cash, you might want to consider setting one of those up because they do make a lot of money. Anyway, continue to zoom ahead here. And keep an eye on the type of bus that we have. And we'll know right away when it has been updated or replaced because the age will no longer be in red because it'll go back to being a brand new vehicle. I just don't know exactly. See, it'll just say 12 years, but I don't know if it's just barely at the 12-year mark or getting close to the 6 months after mark. That's the only part I don't know. I can tell it's definitely. There we go. Okay, so it has replaced it, and it's replaced it with the same kind. Okay, so that's good to know. There probably is a way to set it to go ahead and replace with a different type of vehicle. That's something I may experiment with off camera just to see if I can figure it out. Like I said, I have a half memory of doing that through the depot, but I don't remember exactly how. It had something to do with setting up groups, but I really don't remember, so I'm not going to sit there and do that while you guys are watching, because that's going to be both painful, slow, and boring. That was three things, never mind. Apparently it's going to be one of those days again. Anyway, zoom ahead here, we're still just waiting on something to finish. The other option, of course, being I could just arbitrarily go and set something up just so we're doing something, but that could work as well. Maybe I should set up something using a boat, just so you guys can see just how awful it really is. Maybe I'll do a boat from here to the oil. Yeah, we're going to do that. Not because it's the mission, not because it's required, but I've complained many times about boats in this game. There's a new plane available, that's cool. But I don't know necessarily if all you guys actually play this game or have seen it before. I don't know, your level, whether you're new to the game or an expert. So for the people who are quite new to the game, I'm going to go ahead and build a boat. So first off, you need a dock, and it's got to be obviously on the coast, and you can tell when it's going to fit. See how it's gone to 2 squares here? That means it's happy to be on that coast. We are showing that it accepts oil, so that spot there is fine. We don't need one here because that's already a boat station. You'll notice as well a few weird things up here. We can build canals, well, aqueducts and canals, I guess, over here. If you're trying to get to a spot, say, well, this might even still be close enough, but if you're trying to get to something a little bit too far back, you can actually kind of dig a path so that the boat can actually go inland a tiny bit along the canal. We tend not to do that. The other thing about boats is they do have a distinct limited range. So sometimes if you're having a really long trip, which I don't recommend because again, boats are really slow, but if you do, you may have to put down buoys. Buoys are basically like stops, only they don't accept or supply anything. The boat doesn't actually have to do anything other than just pass it. But that lets you artificially extend the range, because otherwise the boats get lost very, very easily. Okay. Let's go ahead and build a ship depot. It can be anywhere. We'll just plunk it over here for now. Perfect. And let's get us an oil boat. Oh look, oil tanker. Notice the speed? That's terrible. But the capacity is enormous. So these take a long time to go and they're very expensive, but they can carry an absolute ton of material. So we'll go ahead and build one. And this is going to be oil. To Little Tillywell. Okay. And the actual route shall be from here to here to here. Maintenance is optional, and I'm going to put this on full load, but not for the first run. As soon as it leaves, this station and activates it, then I'll set that to a full load. For now, let's let that go. And you'll watch its speed. I'm going to actually put it on fast forward, just so you can see. Even fast forwarded, that's how slow it goes. It's pretty bad. But anyway, so we'll go here, let it activate the station. There we go. Oil's now in, so now I can set this to do a full load. Because by the time it gets from here and back, there should be a fair bit waiting. Nowhere near a full load, of course, but at least some. So like I said earlier, the full load on this thing is just enormous. So, I wonder if we can get somewhere where I can see another vehicle going at the same time, just so you can get an idea of that. Excuse me, just how slow that speed truly is. But it doesn't look like I have any other vehicles near enough that you'd be able to see it. That's a shame. But anyway, we'll go ahead. Yep, there we go. Let it buzz. It's way over there. The term I use for boats in this game, it's sort of like watching paint dry, only slower. And yeah, that's definitely not good. So that's about a quarter or so of a tank, a little over. So this will take quite a while to fill. One thing I don't like about fields like this is you can't really click on the oil itself. You can't get an idea of how much it produces. Like for an example, I just need something else that's got production. Of course, I can't find anything. There we go. Like this mine, right? It will, if you click on it, it'll tell you how much you can do per month. Whereas these, you have no way of telling. Which is, oh, I'm sorry, I'm apparently completely wrong. You just have to click on the exact right spot. Okay, so yeah. So this produces 63,000, so it takes approximately 4 months for one full tanker load. So I'm definitely not going to clone this vehicle. We have no need to do that. New train, very fast train, very nice. So we may want to come back to those at some point. But anyway, yeah, I didn't notice that. Yeah, apparently it's right near the bottom, kind of where the legs are. Which actually means, while that's going, well, I'll let it finish. I was going to say I was going to go and check on our helicopter routes, but we'll do that in a moment. See this get to here, because I want to see just how much 220,000 liters of oil is worth. I have to assume it'll be worth quite a lot, but we shall see momentarily. Okay, so it's at about -5, just shy of 5,000. About 47 by the time it gets in. I want to see how much that jumps. It actually shows the amount right over the boat too, but I don't always catch it because it disappears pretty quick. So I usually just look at this and see how much it changes by. Oh, there we go. Only 11,000? Wow. Okay, well that's very interesting. Apparently oil is not worth much. So while this boat will be profitable just by the sheer volume, it's certainly not anywhere near as good as I thought it would be. What I want to do is I'm going to pop over here, and as a curiosity, I just want to see. Oops, that's not the right one. I was just looking for blue. But yeah, there it is, the heliports. Out of curiosity, just how many passengers? 18 per month. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. 30, so we're about 48 passengers per month are available between those 3 rigs. Which means that, yeah, that's not bad. We are making some progress. It's slow, but it's going. And yes, there's my pointless little airport. And oh look, they have an actual meaningful airport. I don't know if you can actually use an opponent's airport. I don't think you can in this game. I know in other games you can, like for an example, Railroad Tycoon. You can use opponents' tracks and stations, you just have to pay them for it. I don't think in this game you even can. Out of curiosity, if I grab... I'm going to pause it because I don't want to actually do this, but can I, say, go to their airport? No, I can't. Okay. You just can't. That's fine. That was just a curiosity point on my part. Railroad Tycoon 3 is a very nice game. We might actually play that on the channel at some point too, because I really do like that game. I like pretty much any train game, really. Might even do that next, actually. I'll have to think about it. I'm not entirely sure how long this series will go for, because OpenTTD is completely open-ended. There really is no, there's no final goal or anything. Like, there is a loss condition. If you go bankrupt, you lose the game, but other than that, there's really no quote-unquote win condition, so you could just play it forever and ever and ever. There probably is actually maybe a maximum date that you can get to. I've never got that far, so I'm not entirely sure. But we'll just keep playing this basically until I get bored, is really the end point. What I might do later on is I might start doing some of these videos and some of another playlist. I have 2 going at once, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. I haven't decided yet. I am pretty much just playing by ear at this point, because that's just what I do. Anyway, let's speed up again. Still waiting on something to finish. I'd like to actually set up a new route for a mission for this episode. I know we set up that oil one just for fun, but I'd like to set up one for a mission. I don't know, somehow, even though these missions don't do anything, like you don't get any credit for them, like there's no reward or anything, just knowing I've completed something, it gives you that little boost, I don't know, maybe I'm just nuts. We shall see. Are any of these getting close? Well, we got a couple around 60%, that's not bad. Yeah, these are all very slow ones. Okay, from the time I've watched, this has only gone up 1%, so maybe, as fun as this was, maybe I should actually speed this along a little bit. Because right now, this is really not going anywhere. So I guess I should actually add something. I could build an airport or something over here. Try to compete with their airport. That's an option. Or I could just find a nice large city far away. These aren't quite large enough. Find a nice large city far away, plunk an airport, and do an actual plane to here. And then just have a sub connection between these two. Maybe a little bus service or something. That could be alright. Or I could just destroy this airport and build it in a spot that makes any sense whatsoever, but that'd be less fun. Maybe I'll do that. I think I'm going to find a nice spot, a fairly large city, build an airport for that city, fly passengers back and forth, and then set up a little bus transfer between here and there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's pause. We don't need to pause for that. That's okay. We're still waiting on other stuff. Or I could actually just take one of the airports I already have, if I can find one of them. It's one of their airports. Mines. Where are my airports? Am I going to have to use the search? Nope, there's one. Okay. That'll do. So we'll have passengers from Little Preston here over. So what we will do is the depot, not the airport. So we need a new aircraft for passengers. And we'll sort by capacity. And it looks like this Blakewell Luckett is our... Oh, that's a huge capacity. That's fantastic. Good reliability, normal speed, very expensive, but that's okay. It'll be worth it. We'll buy ourselves one of those. And this will be... Little Presstown to Stanby. Passengers. Fantastic. And it will go... It is a passenger. We just want to make sure. It should be the default anyway, but I always want to make sure. We'll go from there to there. Should just click here to zoom in. To there and there. These are optional. There's no limit. And with that, you are green to go. While that's going, I'm curious if it'll actually pick up any passengers. That station was active for passengers from the other plane route, so it should be able to. I'm just not sure if anyone actually wants to come here because there's nothing here. But apparently lots of people do. So I guess I'd better hurry up and build my little bus service. Or should I do a helicopter? What would be more fun, do you think? A little bus or a little helicopter ride? I think we'll do a bus. People have just gotten off a plane. They probably won't want to be on a helicopter. So we'll do a bus. So we need a station. Oh, actually, first I need some roads. That'll do. It'll just be a very, very short bus station. And we'll do a roaded one. Oh, that's not close enough. Uh-oh. I can't put one of these close enough. That's okay. We're going to cheat a little bit. And we're going to make it a connected station. So now, any passengers here or here count as in the same entity. And the same with over here. Now this will just be an on the street because I don't really have room for a proper one. This will be one connected to the port. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and build a road depot out here in the middle somewhere. Now I have no idea how many buses I need. Now with this sort of route and a maintenance station there, I think it'll be worthwhile having the extra passengers despite... Oh, hang on a second. Now, I must be losing my mind. I was sure when I looked at that, it had said the reliability was only 49%. I think I'm losing my mind. Wow, okay, never mind. We'll definitely be using this one. It's got 100% reliability. As I was saying, though, I do not know, I don't have a clue how many buses I'm going to need for this. So this is the Stanby Cross Shuttle. Fantastic. And its job is to go from here through here to, where are you? Here. Maintenance is optional. Fantastic. Off you go. Like I say, I have no idea how many buses I'm going to need, and I won't know until one of these planes land, and I can see approximately how long it takes to shuttle them all out. And I don't want to set it to full load, because what I can foresee happening is the last few passengers will all have to sit here on the bus waiting for the next plane to arrive in. That would be, several days or weeks or what have you. Oh, there's a new oil tanker. Again, I'll click yes, even though I'm not going to use it. That one I could see had a much, much, much higher capacity. It was over 300,000, so it would take even longer to fill the silly thing. But anyway, oh, there's a plane landing. So now our airport here should have a whole pile of passengers. Yay. I think it brought mail too, and I don't have anything moving that mail. Oh, am I wrong? It didn't bring anything? That's bizarre. I thought for sure I saw... Oh, it brought them, and then nobody wanted to get off because there's nothing here. That's interesting. So, what I think I need to do then is I need to make this, rather than just a direct flight, I need to do what's called a transfer. So here at Stanby, instead of an unload, we're going to do a transfer. So what that means is it will just dump all the passengers off here and leave, and then it's up to this bus to then move them to here, where it's actually a meaningful destination. Now that does mean, though, I'm going to need to do something similar with the mail. So I think I'm going to do that in the same way, only that's a truck, not a bus. So we need a bay here, and it can just be on the side. I guess it doesn't terribly matter, but again, it's got to be a part of the same station. And we will have a new bus for mail. I see we don't have a new mail truck yet. That's okay. And this will be the Stanby Cross Mail Shuttle. It's sad that I have to make a shuttle from mail, but anyway. Not a problem. This will go here, here, and here. Come on. Oh, of course I need one on this side. I need one on this side too. That makes perfect sense. Again, it can just be on the road, though it really doesn't need to be anything fancy. I'll put it on this side, though, just so it's less traffic, potentially, anyway. Yes, I know you have too few orders. Thank you. I'm fixing that right now. I'm not sure if you can pick that up on my microphone or not. One of my cats has decided that he needs to sit right beside me and yell. So if you can hear that, I apologize, but clearly my cat wants more attention than I'm giving him. It's okay, buddy. We're almost done this episode and then I'm all yours, okay? Yeah. Anyway, the joys of owning cats. Right, so let's go ahead and start that. Now we just need to wait for this plane to come back. Where is it now? Okay, so it's at the other end. Let's go ahead and let that go. And much like yesterday after my 4th episode, I decided to run a slightly longer episode for the final one for today. So again, I hope you guys don't mind. I think I might do this more often. I'll continue to do the 4 episodes, the first 3 of them being 15-20 minutes, give or take, and then the last episode a little bit longer, maybe half an hour, something like that, because that kind of works for me, and hopefully that works for you too. Okay, so that is alright. So we have passengers and we are on the way. Okay, so now we just have to wait while it makes that very, very, very long flight to Stanby Cross. All the way down. Long, long trip. Yep. A new aircraft for a Darwin. Sure, why not? Again, there's never a reason ever to click no to that. There's no reward or penalty. And all that happens is if you click yes, you're allowed to buy that plane a year ahead. Maybe that's actually what the reliability thing was. Maybe because it's a prototype that I was looking at on that screen. Whatever, for the buses there. But whatever, doesn't matter. Could be just as well that I'm just going insane. That is always a possibility. Anyway. Okay, so it's going to go to the maintenance hangar first. That's fine. This is a brutally long flight. I can only imagine how many years in-game it would take to do a trip that long by boat. It's going 952 and the boat goes 24. It would be brutal. Anyway, so it's going to land. It's first going to go into the maintenance shed, and then we should see it drop off all these passengers. I already have too many windows open. I don't want that too. I just want to briefly at least see the passengers and mail here before they get picked up and hauled away. But this should all go down to 0 once this officially arrives at the airport. There we go. It is unloading. Now, it's not actually going to quote-unquote sell these passengers. They are just transfer credits. So it effectively shows that the plane is making money, even though technically it didn't. But it gets a share of what these ones make when they go. Yep, so you picked up 35 at a time. That's what, about 7 trips for the passengers? We shouldn't lose too many. So I want to keep an eye on this and see if these numbers start dropping before they actually get picked up, just to see if that's people abandoning. I don't want to see abandons. Well, hang on a second. Oh, you're trying to drop. You've got people from here trying to go here, so we need to do the same thing. We need this to be a transfer as well. Okay, so here is a transfer. I'll probably have to do the same for the mail truck, although I don't know if it's even picking anything up. It is. So that's also to be a transfer. It's fun. Why not? We'll do that. Okay, so the mail's going up. That's fine. What I want to see is the passengers change. Okay, good. They're changing. They're being dropped off at the airport. Now, are none of you interested? What am I doing wrong? Oh, a transfer is a leave empty. I need transfer and take cargo. Silly, silly, silly. Where is the mail truck? Because I need to do the same thing with it. Transfer and load. That's better. Okay, we'll get there. We'll figure it out. These are things we don't do all that often. I don't generally do that because normally I would have placed this airport if I was using one in actual range of this and not had to done any of this at all. But it's okay, we're having fun. Okay, now it's working because now it's got the mail that originated back in Little Preston, and that's going to be dropped off here at the heliport. So officially for Stanby Cross. There we go. And any mail going from Stanby back to Little Preston is now getting loaded. Perfect. This is actually working now. And we can verify using, oops, not the mail shuttle. We want the passenger bus. There we go. So we have passengers from Stanby Cross. They're going to exit and become part of the group here. And then we'll pick up passengers from the airport, the Little Preston airport, that go back to Stanby. Perfect. So we finally got that working exactly the way it should be. And with that, guys, I'm going to call it an episode here. So I thank you so very much for joining me today, and hopefully you've had a good, relaxing time, just like I did. And I hope to see you in a future video. Have a good day, and we'll see you on the other side.